Hello everybody and welcome to this week's Global Business Update with TA. The Xinjiang region of China is where more than 75% of the polysilicon comes, which is actually used for most of the solar products. But the US is planning to ban most of the products from that region, and the reason is the amount of suppression and the human rights violations that the Uyghur native Muslims in that region actually face. Now, only time will tell the real impact this will have on the reducing solar panel prices in the world. Meanwhile, Amul, the famous and the big dairy products brand of India, is having a fight in its hands as the PETA animal rights activist group is taking the challenge to them over several mistreatments of animals and also the amount of animal rights violations that they are doing. And this group is actually supported by the right-wing supporters of Narendra Modi, who are usually vegetarians and are quite against cattle slaughter. Amul, on the other hand, is taking the battle back, saying that this group is being there to represent some of the interests of the foreign brands, and if Amul goes out of business, millions of households will be left without any daily income either. As the income of India grows, the dairy products industry has grown to be something more than $150 billion and beyond. The Genting Group, famous for its resorts around the world, well, they are opening doors for their new investment in Las Vegas, the Resorts World Las Vegas. And this is despite some of the legal challenges brought upon by some of their competitors in Las Vegas, as Las Vegas itself is reinventing itself and trying to attract more visitors, especially from Asia. This 3,500 hotel room plus property is said to be a new landmark that hopefully will lure more visitors from Asia and around the world. Now, in other news, we see a 5-year review since the Brexit. It's 5 years since UK voted to leave, or rather England voted to leave the EU. But guess what? We see that their currency is 6% weaker than what it was 5 years back, and their equity markets have actually underperformed the US and also the rest of EU. But the signs of recovery, especially out of the COVID-19 pandemic, seem stronger, and in an otherwise smooth sea ahead, the only dark cloud might be the fact that their inflation levels are quite high, possibly due to the quantitative easing measures taken by the government, and they are trying their best to bring that inflation levels below, because right now it's 2% more than the Bank of England's target. Honda, well, they are going all in with regard to electric vehicles. Unlike some of their other competitors, they've said by 2040 they would have phased out all the other gasoline vehicles and only focus on electric cars and electric motorbikes. Looks like some companies are definitely walking the talk when it comes to sustainability initiatives. The talk of the town in the Qatar Economic Forum was about the inequality of vaccines. It's important to discuss this because without the vaccines being properly available to all the countries, a proper global economic recovery is not possible. Now, a clear sentiment was that until each and every one is not safe, all of us around the world are actually unsafe. But when 75% of the vaccines currently produced have been gobbled up by just 10 countries, well, the equality of the vaccine distribution becomes a major concern, especially countries in Africa and some of the lesser developed Asian nations are truly struggling with. And on a final bit of news, Microsoft is making its comeback with having reported performance of more than 19% financial performance improvement over the last year. It has outperformed Amazon, Apple, and so many of the other big tech giants, and one of the key driving forces is their cloud solutions and cloud services which they provide for the particular customers that they are offering it to. But this is all despite there's been a lot of talks regarding some of the scandals during the time of Bill Gates and various other challenges coming from various different sources. Especially, we all know the cloud market is one area where there are so many new players coming in. Maybe, just maybe, after decades, Microsoft is getting one of the technologies perfectly right and going to really make it their way forward and their star solutions package over the next few years to come. Time will tell though. That's about it for this week. And no matter what business you are in, stay busy and keep booming.